patunayan nyo yung sinasabi dito sa PCO sa interview ni Attorney Claire Castro sa Department of Justice na ang Department of Justice ay competent judicial authority. Kasi nga, mga kabatas natin, of course, I want this discussion because correct me if I'm wrong, sa sobrang tagal mo na nag-aaral sa law school, alam natin kung ano yung mga judicial authorities. Okay? At syempre, sa tagal ko rin na isang trial lawyer, mga kabatas natin, alam ko rin kung ano yung judicial authorities. Ngayon, doon sa terminology kasi na yon na ginamit, mga kabatas natin, doon sa phrase na yon, competent judicial authority. Okay? Hihimay-himayin natin. Kasi dalawa yun eh. Unang-una, competent. You must be competent. Bukod sa fact na dapat ikaw ay isang judicial authority. Okay? Ibig sabihin, kapag hindi ka na judicial authority, hindi ka na pwedeng maging competent. Diba? Oh, quasi-judicial. Sabi doon, hindi quasi-judiciary. Quasi-judicial. Alam ko rin yan at pinag-aralan natin ng matagal na yan sa law school. At saka dito rin sa ating practice pagiging batas. Kapag quasi-judicial yung function mo, ibig sabihin, hindi ka pa rin judicial authority. Okay? It is as if you have powers. You have adjudicative powers. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Kaya nga quasi eh. Pag quasi ka, hindi ka judicial authority kasi quasi ka lang eh. Mamaya mga kabatas natin, no, pakinggan muna natin sila sa kanilang news. Kaya gustong-gusto ko itong PCO na ito eh. Kasi linalabanan talaga yung fake news eh. Gustong-gusto ko. Kasi siyempre ako, ayoko rin ng fake news. Kayo din, ayaw nyo ng fake news, di ba? Sabay-sabay nating labanan. Okay? Nakakapang diri lang minsan na bakit ganun? Bakit ganun? Oh, let's go.
Noon, Yusek Claire.
Afternoon po.
Meron tayong binanggit kung sino yung pangalan niya. Kailangan natin malaman kung sino siya. Okay? May live stream tayo mamaya dun sa nagtatanong.
Dating Pangulong Duterte. Makakasama po natin ngayong araw si CIDG Director Major General Nicolas Torre III.
Okay.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hindi tayo magko-concentrate sa kanya ngayon. Mamaya yan. Dito muna tayo sa
And by the
nakaputi.
way, happy birthday, belated happy birthday nung March 11.
Okay mga kabatas natin, tandaan natin ha, abogado itong si Attorney Claire. Okay? Dapat niya ring ipaliwanag yan. May vlog siya, di ba? For the truth lang naman siya, di ba? Oh. I also want to hear her side about this. Kasi hindi talaga judicial authority yan. Much more competent yung Department of Justice na yan. Okay, let's go.
Salamat mo.
And of course, makakasama din po natin si DOJ USEC Nicolas Felix T.
DOJ USEC Felix D. Malamang abogado rin yan, di ba?
Good afternoon, Yusek Claire.
Good afternoon po. And police...
Okay. Doon tayo kay Yusek. Mag-concentrate doon sa mga sinasabi niya.
Dating Pangulong Duterte. Po-provide din po kayo ng assistance sa
DOJ at po. In the person of General Torre po, nag-inform po sa ating pong dating Pangulo at nandoon po yung mga prosecutor po ng DOJ at ang PNP po in the person of General Torre
So
po.
yung prosecutor ng DOJ ang competent judicial authority. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Pakinggan muna natin sila.
There to provide security po.
So ngayon, sabi niyo po ay magpo-provide din po kayo ng assistance sa PCTC, sa Interpol, saka sa DOJ. Yusek Nick, ano po yung naging papel po ninyo at the time na...
Scripted eh, no? Yusek Nick, go!
DOJ. Yusek Nick, ano po yung naging papel po ninyo at the time na isa-serve yung warrant of arrest kay dating Pangulong Duterte?
sa kampo ng DOJ, nalaman namin yung notice sa PCTC through the Bureau of Immigration. Kasi yung PCTC, i-diffuse niya yun, o ikakalat niya sa mga iba-ibang law enforcement agencies natin na may ganong notice, no? Notice for the warrant of arrest. Alam natin sa DOJ, may dalawang layers tayo, no? Ang BI at ang NBI. BI ang nag-inform sa amin na may ganitong request. Tapos, so may mga representatives mula sa BI.
PCTC, the Philippine Center on Transnational Crime, mga bats natin. Okay. Under the Office of the President din yun.
Sa DOJ na nagpunta. Sa BI, si Commissioner Viado mismo nagpunta. Tapos sa DOJ, nandun ako at si Prosecutor General Dong Padulyon. Ang naging papel ng DOJ doon ay kami ang naging competent authority, no, or competent judicial authority upang
kayo ang naging competent authority o competent judicial authority. Department of Justice. Bakit? Dahil may justice doon. Unang-una, mga kabatas natin, okay. If you are a competent judicial authority, puntahan natin si ChatGPT. Ito yung mandato mo. Nasa Article 8, Section 1. The judicial power shall be vested in one Supreme Court and in such lower courts as may be established by law. Ano bang keyword natin dito? Judicial. Hindi justice. Kasi nga, this refers, okay, to judicial authority. My goodness. Ikaw rin, attorney, pwede ka rin maging judicial competent authority. Competent judicial authority. Private prosecutor ka naman eh. Take note, the term is judicial authority and not justice. Why do you resort to this kind? Ano bang tempered term sa sa deception? Ano ba ang tempered term sa paglilinlang? This means judicial authority in the Philippines is primarily exercised by the Supreme Court, the highest judicial authority, lower courts, including the Court of Appeals, regional trial courts, municipal trial courts, and other special courts created by law. Mamaya tayo papasok sa judicial authority, ha. Additionally, Batas Pambansa Bilang 129 or the Judicial Reorganization Act of 1980 provides the specific structure of lower courts. So dito, mga kabatas natin, it's very obvious, no? And like I told you, mga kabatas natin, I'm willing to debate anyone on this. Siyempre, lawyers lang. Okay? Siyempre, lawyers lang. Para nakataya din yung kanilang lisensya. Ang tagal-tagal nating nag-law school. Ang tagal-tagal natin sa practice. And we all know what judicial authorities are. We all know that judicial authorities, okay, are different from quasi-judicial bodies. And I will explain quasi-judicial bodies later. Okay? Like I said kanina, quasi-judicial bodies, ang tawag sa kanila kasi hindi sila judicial authorities, pero they have adjudicative functions. Anong ibig sabihin ng adjudicative function? Pwede silang mag-decide. Department of Labor and Employment, sa mga kaso ng labor, they have quasi-judicial functions. Correct. Judicial authority ba sila? Pwede ba na yung labor arbiter ang pupunta dyan sa criminal case na yan, okay, para siya yung maging competent judicial authority? Hindi pa tayo nagdiduel sa word na competent, ha? Sa buo pa lang na competent judicial authority na yan. Kasi magkaiba yung competent at saka magkaiba yung judicial authority. Ang pagdudwelan muna natin dito ay yung judicial authority na sinasabi ni Yusek Nick dito. like I said, no, we are having this discussion because both the PCO, the government, and the Philippine nation as a whole, especially yung mga mamamayan niya, hate fake news. Okay? O, competent meaning qualified.
Ang saksihan ang buong pagpatupad ng warrant of arrest at siguraduhin
Saksihan.
na sumusunod ito doon sa mga kinakailangan ng ICC upang properly ma-deliver si PRRD sa kanila.
Okay? General Torre, General.
Okay. Grabe, ito. Siya na naman. Siyempre, siya yung ating ano yan. Tsaka siyempre si Attorney Claire, pareho sila dito. Di ba? PCO kayo eh. The best kayo eh.
Nag-violate. Means po, ang gobyerno po natin ay tumulong po sa kanila. Okay, balik naman po ngayon tayo kay Yusek Nikki. Yusek Nikki, may issue.
Yusek Nikki.
Bakit daw nag-violate ng pagpapa-implement ng Rome Statute ng Section 59? Paki-explain nga po sa taong bayan. Ano ba itong sinasabi nilang Section 59 ng Rome Statute?
Unang-una, isang malaking pagbabaliktad doon sa posisyon nila yan, Dalhin habang
Isang malaking pagbabaliktad sa posisyon nila yan, sabi niya.
pinapatupad namin yung warrant of arrest, sinasabi nila na wala na tayo sa Rome Statute, wala na tayo sa ICC, dapat hindi gamitin yung mga provision ng ICC ng Rome Statute. Ngayon, dahil convenient, bilang ginagamit.
Pero that's not the issue there. Ba't may pasakali kang ganyan? Ang tanong kung ano ba yan? Kung na-violate ba yan o hindi? Kasi regardless naman kung ano yung posisyon nila, ang posisyon nyo pa rin may jurisdiction yung ICC. So you have to stick with your position regardless of theirs. 'Di ba?
Pero sa amin naman, may nakalagay doon sa Article 59 na dapat may competent authority, competent judicial authority.
Ba't may tinatanggal yung word na judicial lagi? Competent judicial authority.
Na magsasabi na magpapatunay na yung warrant, subject ng warrant of arrest ay si PRRD. Pangalawa, na yung dumaan sa proseso yung pagpatupad ng warrant of arrest sa kanya. At pangatlo, na na ginalang lahat ng mga karapatan niya habang pinapatupad yung warrant of arrest. Ang nagsilbi bilang competent authority dito ay kami,
Ba't ba tinatanggal yung judicial? Competent judicial authority.
Mga karapatan niya habang pinapatupad yung warrant of arrest. Ang nagsilbi bilang competent authority dito ay kami, ang Department of Justice. At in fact,
Paano kayo naging competent judicial authority? Yung Department of Justice. We have 3 branches of the government. Okay? The judiciary, the executive, and ano yung pangatlo? Legislative. Yung favorite din natin, mga congressman natin, mga senador natin. 'Di ba? O ngayon, judiciary. Yung sa judiciary, sino ang may ulo doon? Supreme Court. Sila yung ating judicial authorities. Executive, tagapagpatupad ng batas. 'Di ba? Sino ang ulo doon? Presidente. Okay? Huwag na tayo doon sa Congress. Masyado na natin napag-usapan yan. Presidente. Ngayon, Department of Justice kayo. Under what branch of government is the Department of Justice? It is under the Department of the Department. It is under the Executive Department. Ah. Okay. Saan ba yun? Gusto kong kumuha ng ano eh. Gusto kong kumuha ng ano. Pero nakalagay dito the Department of Justice, Kagawaran ng Katarungan, is under the Executive Department of the Philippine Government. Responsible for upholding the rule of law in the Philippines. It is the government's principal law agency serving as its legal counsel and prosecution arm. Sandali, ayaw mag-load yung ano eh. The Department of Justice derives its mandate primarily from the Administrative Code of 1987, Executive Order number 292. Executive Order 292. Nasa Executive Department ito. Executive Issuances. Other tasks falling within the multifarious duties of the executive branch. Executive branch. Executive other tasks falling within the multifarious duties of the executive branch to administer the laws devolved upon the department through the secretary. I think hindi naman tayo mag-aaway na dyan, no? Na executive branch yan. Okay? Executive branch yan. Pakinggan natin yung dahilan niya sa quasi-judicial.
Prosecutor General natin, napirmahan na niya yung certification at pinadala na natin sa ICC dahil ito ay isa sa kanilang mga requirements bago ma-turn over si PRRD sa kanila. Sa atin, may masama ba na ang DOJ ang nagsilbi bilang competent judicial authority? Walang...
Oo, kasi hindi ka competent judicial authority. Ganun lang kasimple yun! Huwag niyo niloloko yung tao, please.
PRRD sa kanila. Sa atin, may masama ba na ang DOJ ang nagsilbi bilang competent judicial authority?
Huwag tayong fake news. Huwag tayong fake news, please.
Madon. Kasi unang-una, ang DOJ ay may quasi-judicial functions naman yan.
Ano ang quasi-judicial functions?
Isa sa mga quasi-judicial functions ng DOJ ay sabihin, no, ay i-determine na kung isang arrest ay valid, no. Magandang halimbawa.
Sige. Ang isang function ng Department of Justice ay i-determine kung ang arrest ay valid. Kailan kayo nagkaroon ng ganung trabaho? That is the duty of the courts. Hindi tanong dito ang masama, ang tanong correct or tama ba? Huwag mo kami daanan sa drama at sa panlilinlang. Kailan nagkaroon? So, kunwari kung illegal yung arrest na ginawa sa akin nung kinasuhan ako ni Raffy Tulfo, pupunta ako sa Department of Justice? Para alamin ng Department of Justice kung tama yung pag-aresto sa akin o hindi? Kailan nangyari yun? Ang dami kong naging kaso that involved irregularities in the warrant of arrest. O kaya, arrest without a warrant. Never akong pumunta sa Department of Justice para sila yung mag-determine. Actually, defense ko ngayon sa korte. Korte magsasabi kung yung warrant of, yung arrest ay valid o hindi.
Whistle while you work.
From Disney, the magical tale
Snow White.
Snow White?
Snow White.
that started it all
I believe you're looking for me.
arrives in theaters.
Magic mirror on the wall.
Experience the Disney classic
Who's the fairest one of all?
like never before.
We haven't even been introduced yet.
Disney Snow White, only in theaters.
Tingnan natin yung sagot niya.
Sama doon. Kasi unang-una, ang DOJ ay may quasi-judicial functions naman yan. At isa sa mga quasi-judicial functions ng DOJ,
Tandaan mo, ang quasi-judicial function ay hindi judicial function. Mga kabatas natin. Law.cornell.edu. Quasi-judicial means court-like. Some common usage of the term quasi-judicial in a legal sense include Quasi-judicial refers to a proceeding conducted by an administrative or executive official or organization that is similar to a court proceeding. It's only similar to a court proceeding. You are not judicial authorities. You are just exercising functions that are similar to a judicial proceeding. Why? Because you admit evidence and you make decisions. That is the work of the court. But administrative or executive offices can have quasi-judicial functions in matters of their expertise. Like for example, okay, Department of Labor and Employment in labor cases. Similar to a court proceeding lang. Hindi kayo korte. Judicial authority means a court. Sino ba ang nakaupo sa inyong quasi-judicial proceeding, which is the preliminary investigation? The reason why the Department of Justice is a quasi-judicial body is because of their power to undergo preliminary investigations, wherein they can admit evidence and decide whether or not there is certainty of conviction, reasonable certainty of conviction, whether or not it will be filed in court. That's not even a final adjudication, because eventually it will still go to court. Oh. Sabi ni Kayo, lusot ka sa judicial. Hindi pa rin. Kasi iba ang judicial sa justice. At saka iba ang judicial sa quasi-judicial. Oh. Partly judicial character. Why is it a partly judicial character? Why is it quasi-judicial? Because it is similar to a court proceeding, but you are an administrative or executive body, not a judicial body. Even if you have quasi-judicial functions, you are not a judicial body. And tignan nyo, judge ba yung nagde-decide sa inyo? Oh my goodness. Oh, tignan natin yung paliwanag niya kung bakit daw siya bakit pasok na daw kung meron silang quasi-judicial functions.
DOJ ay sabihin, ay i-determine na kung isang arrest ay valid, no?
How?
Ang halimbawa dyan ay tuwing kami nagko-conduct ng mga inquest, tuwing nagko-conduct ng inquest ng fiscal natin, ang unang-unang ginagawa nila bago pa pagpasya, no, kung ipapasagutin yung respondent, ay alamin muna kung valid yung pag-implement ng warrantless arrest. So ito, walang bago dito. Ginagawa talaga ng mga fiscal natin to na sabihin kung tama ang pag-implement ng isang arrest sa tao.
May final determination ba doon? Yung determination nyo na yun, it's only for purposes of filing a case. Only for purposes of filing a case in court. Kahit sinabi nyo na valid yung arrest and it went to the court still is the final determination kung valid yung warrant of arrest o valid yung inquest o valid yung warrantless arrest. Balik tayo doon sa sa mga drugs cases. Ang dami-daming nahuhuli sa entrapment proceedings sa drug cases. Marami ring nadidismiss. Nung pinasok yung kaso na yan, yung entrapment ng isang drugs proceedings na yan, sa korte, inassess muna ng sinasabi mo na prosecutor kung valid yung arrest. Sinabi niya valid, di ba? Kaya pumunta sa korte. Bakit na-dismiss yung kaso sa Regional Trial Court at sinabi ng Regional Trial Court na invalid yung arrest? Please don't do that. We are all lawyers here. Let's have a healthy discussion in good faith. We all know that a quasi-judicial body is different from a judicial body. Tapos yung sinasabi mo na sila ang magdedetermine kung valid yung warrantless arrest o hindi sila yung magdedetermine. They are only determining probable cause before, now, reasonable certainty of conviction. They cannot truly if the arrest is valid with final determination. My goodness.
Valid yung pag-implement ng warrantless arrest.
Oh.
So ito, walang bago dito. Ginagawa.
Walang bago dito, hindi nyo ginagawa yan. That is only for purposes of filing the case in court. That is not final determination.
Talaga ng mga fiscal natin to na sabihin kung tama ang pag-implement ng isang arrest sa tao.
For purposes of filing the case in court. Wala siyang judicial authority to actually say if it is valid or not.
So, anong ginamit? Okay, sabi nga natin, hindi na tayo yung miyembro ng Rome Statute. Ano po in particular, yung ginamit natin na batas para po maging legal po ang pagsisilbi po ng warrant of arrest kay dating Pangulong Duterte?
Sige, mamaya na yan. Mga kabatas natin. Like I said, I'm open to discussion here. Alam nyo naman ako sa mga ganitong pagkakataon, mga kabatas natin, I'm very passionate. In my opinion, sobrang mali ito. Nag-research talaga ako, mga kabatas natin. Let's go back to the term competent judicial authority. Okay. Dalawa ang conditions doon. Ang conditions doon ay dapat competent ka at dapat isa kang judicial authority. And explain ko na sa inyo ang judicial authority. At this is actually common knowledge to everyone, especially to lawyers, that judicial authorities are the courts. Supreme Court being the head and the courts behind it. That is the judicial authority. The Department of Justice is never a judicial authority. It's an executive body. My goodness. Quasi-judicial is different from judicial. Department of Justice became quasi-judicial because they have similar functions of a court in holding preliminary investigations. That's the reason there. They can adjudicate, like Department of Labor and Employment through the NLRC. They have quasi-judicial functions because they can decide on matters relating to labor. What does that mean? Yung mga arbiters natin, kaya nga arbiter ang tawag sa kanila, hindi nga judge. Yung mga prosecutor natin, kaya nga prosecutor ang tawag sa kanila, hindi judge. The terminology itself, judicial, judge. Oh, let's go to competent. Bakit sinabi rin bakit linagay din yung word na competent doon? Because not all judicial authorities are competent. It depends on the jurisdiction. It depends on the jurisdiction. What do I mean by that? Okay. Jurisdiction. Regional trial courts have jurisdiction. Sandigan Bayan, okay? Ito. Doon na lang tayo. Metropolitan Trial Court. Tapos Regional Trial Court, may kanya-kanyang jurisdiction yan. Ngayon, kung yung kaso na final mo nasa jurisdiction ng RTC, pero final mo siya sa MTC, you still file the case in a judicial authority, di ba? Pero final mo ba yun sa isang lugar, sa isang judicial authority na may jurisdiction over the case? Hindi. Ibig sabihin, pag hindi siya makakapag-decide, hindi siya competent judicial authority. My goodness. For example, murder, final ko sa final ko sa MTC, final ko sa isang judicial authority. Is MTC the competent judicial authority? No, because MTC doesn't have jurisdiction over murder cases. It is the RTC who has jurisdiction over murder cases. So ibig sabihin, yung regional trial court ang competent judicial authority. Nakakalungkot dito mga kabatas natin. Why do we have to go to this kind of pronouncements? Alam natin maraming bobo sa atin, pero please, let's talk about this. Prosecutors are not judicial authorities. They're not even part of the judicial system. Oh, punta tayo sa sa tingin ko, ang competent judicial authority dito sa kaso ni Digong in implementing the requirements of the Rome Statute. Like I told you before, it is the regional trial court. Why the regional trial court? Because the regional trial court has the jurisdiction over recognition of foreign edicts, foreign decrees, foreign orders, foreign judgment. Yung warrant of arrest is a foreign order to arrest someone. Therefore, it is within the regional trial court. And in my opinion, challenge me on this one. Let's have a healthy discourse. In my opinion, it is only the regional trial court and not the Metropolitan Trial Court who is the competent judicial authority in this particular case. Most definitely not the Department of Justice or any of its prosecutors, secretaries, undersecretaries, or assistant secretaries. Competent judicial authority. Oh my goodness. Oh, syempre pupunta sila dito. Sasabihin nila. Pero yung ICC ang sinabi nila, ang competent judicial authority ay yung Department of Justice. Unang-una, nakalagay doon na yung implementation nun ay according to the laws also, okay, of the custodial state. Puntahan natin dun para wala na tayong lokohan. Isarado na natin ito. So, you can Hindi pala, na-mute pala. Oh, sabi niya dito, oh, Article 59. Article 59, 2. A person arrested shall be brought promptly before the competent judicial authority in the custodial state. Ibig sabihin, yung competent judicial authority natin dito sa Pilipinas at hindi yung competent authority na sinasabi ng ICC. Bakit ICC ang magsasabi kung ano yung competent legal authority dito sa Pilipinas kung ang i-determine, which shall determine in accordance with the law of that state, kung ang gagamitin ay yung batas natin? Bakit ang magdi-decide kung ano ang competent legal authority, judicial authority ay yung ICC? Anong alam nila sa batas natin? Kaya nga express dito nakalagay eh. Kaya nga express nakalagay dyan eh. In accordance with the law of that state. Who knows the laws of the Philippines? The Filipinos. Who knows what is the competent judicial authority in the Philippines? The Philippines knows it, not the ICC. Fight me on this one. Let's have a healthy discussion. I am willing to be wronged all my life as a lawyer. And I will admit it publicly and say sorry that I believed for the longest time that the DOJ is not a competent judicial authority, let alone a judicial authority. The DOJ is now claiming that they are the competent judicial authority in the Philippines. Mali ata ang constitution kung saan ang judicial power sa Pinas. Kaya nga, di ba sinight ko sa inyo yung judicial power because we're talking about judicial, not justice. Judicial power ang pinag-uusapan. Pag judicial authority ang pinag-uusapan. Not quasi-judicial power also. Ano? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. You know why? Because this is bad for the Filipino people. If we will settle this particular issue na parang wala lang, we have to actually make people realize which actually are judicial authorities. Diba? Wala akong pakialam dito as of this moment yung Duterte, tapos loyalista Marcos na bangayan na yan, o tambalustos bangayan na yan. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about legalities because this is very important. And I beg to disagree here kay Yusek. Yusek ba siya? Yusek Nikki.
Walang bago dito. Ginagawa talaga ng mga unang ginagawa nila bago pa pagpasya, no, kung ipapasagutin yung respondent, ay alamin muna kung valid yung pag-implement ng warrantless arrest. So ito, walang
alamin muna kung valid for the purpose of filing a case. Goodness. Tapos i-dismiss nyo na walang ano dito, hindi kayo competent judicial authority. I believe that determining if the warrant of arrest is valid or not is not. This is not about determining whether or not the warrant of arrest is valid or not. This is about teaching people what is right and what is wrong. This is about fake news. Fake news na linalabanan ng PCO. Na linalabanan din natin. Kasama ang PCO at gobyerno. We need lawyers to talk about this one. Kung competent judicial authority ba yung Department of Justice na yan o hindi. Kasi even if you Google, you do your research, maghanap ka ng kahit ano. Sa internet man, sa diksyonaryo, sa gobyerno natin, sa constitution, sa mga batas, hindi competent judicial authority yung Department of Justice.